I'm working on this thing. Um, there is an obvious, huge delay in me doing this and you guys receiving it, because I can actually I can see it on, like, right now. I'm just coming into you guys' picture, but there's almost a minute of delay between the time you see me doing what I'm doing right now and a minute ago when I done it. But we're gonna work this out, and um, as I see you guys' questions come up, I'm gonna try to answer them. I'm gonna have to lean over because um, the where your where your where the microphone is and where I need to read the comments is a little bit to the other side of the table, but that's not going to be a problem. This is, of course, my first live with this setup, and um, we're gonna we're just gonna do a little bit of practicing. This is all we're doing. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me, and that this mic that I'm using right now, this boom mic, is actually going to be the mic that Autumn and Jody will have mics like this, and I'm going to use the lav mics here. They'll hook on me, and then my guest will have one, and then these things won't have to be in our face. Plus, I don't have to come over here and look and see what I'm indicating. Yeah, I go way over there when I'm trying to read. Autumn and Jody will do the reading of you guys' questions, and then they'll be just right across from me, and then I'll answer them, or my guest will answer them, and that's how that'll work. But I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Um, the volume is low. I'm gonna boost it up a little bit, and again, as I boost up the volume, um, I'm going to move it up a little bit. Then I'm going to ask if you can hear me. I'm moving it up a little bit right now. So then I'm going to ask you guys if you can hear me better now. I'm going to continue to talk at the same level, but I want to know if you can hear me better. And I'm sure that when I turn my head away from the mic, it changes. Then when I come back to the mic, you can hear me better. But what I want to know is if me talking into the microphone right now at a normal tone, if it's going to be something that you guys can actually hear or not. And there's a delay also, and also I'm aware that you guys on one of the screenshots may see I have one where the lens is not full framed. One is full framed. However, you see additional stuff in it, um, which is fine. Um, I'm trying some other things. You can see where the camera frame deal is. I know that it kind of looks a little weird, but hang in there because that'll all go away shortly. I'm just piddling with some stuff right now. Okay. This is going to be a short one, anyways. Let's see what you got. Craig, that's a good question. Craig says, "What do I say to people who doubt uh, that I can train other drivers?" Well, um, no matter what you do, you're always going to have some haters. You know, I don't put myself on the level of these folks, but somebody tried to assassinate the Pope. Somebody tried to, well, actually assassinated Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy. Anybody you think that had some good they wanted to share with the world, somebody got to be a hater. And so I don't worry about them. Besides, these people are shallow thinkers. You know, they'll get on there and they'll say, oh, you're just a rookie training a rookie. You don't know what you're doing. You just a steering wheel holder. That's a fool who will forever do what he's doing right then. Go through life all the time, just, woe is me, and then woe is everybody else. Because since I'm being woe, I guess I got to bring everybody else's woe down at the same time. And the fact is, at Swift, we do 200 hours behind the wheel with the mentors, okay? So if you have, oh my God. Okay. You know when somebody tell you to call into the radio show or something like that, say, hey, turn your stereo down. Well, I just figured out why. Okay, so anyways, here at Swift, we do, with our students, 200 hours behind the wheel, okay? Now, if you have 20 years of driving experience and you have 20 hours to teach, to be with a student, how many years of experience can you give that student? And when I ask one of these ridiculous people who tell me that I'm not ready to be a mentor and all that good stuff, I ask them that question. They give me a ridiculous answer because they don't even understand the question. That's how ridiculous these people are who say that. They can't even think for themselves. The fact is, I don't care if you got 500 years of experience. You can only give someone 200 hours of experience if that's all that they're going to be with you. Okay? You can tell them a lot of stuff, but you can't give them experience. Only time can give them experience. Okay? And all I can do is give them what they can absorb in that period of time. So in 20 years, this person has gone through 20 winters. 20. So I've done the student I'm going to pick up on Monday. Actually, I'm picking him up tomorrow, Sunday. It will be number 6, and he won't be with me in any real snow either. So out of all the students I've had, none of them has gone through snow. So if this guy had any of those students, how much snow experience can he give them? All you can do is talk about it. I can talk about it. In fact, I'm going to do a video series on how to deal with snow, and it's not going to be snowing. So at the end of the day, we all deal with ridiculous people, okay? This is just a fact. We're going to deal with them. And we just ignore them because we don't let them slow us down. They are ridiculous, so we can't let those folks hinder us in any way, okay? The other side of that is I haven't seen very many mentors who teach their students the way I teach them. And I don't know that other than Stefan Hartz, he's a Swifty, and he's been there a lot longer than I have. He's mentored a lot more students than I have, and really good guy. You know, he has a heart of a teacher. If you ever meet him, I believe that he's a very good mentor. I have nothing to base that on other than what I see on video. Okay, and the brief period of times that I spent with him, that I know he has a heart of a teacher, because you're not going to be in his face 5 minutes without him starting to try to teach you something about driving these trucks. So I know what he has in his heart. And but other than that guy, and I don't know. My mentor is really, really good. But I haven't met enough mentors to say where I would stand in that scope. But I will say I hadn't had a student yet, not excuse me, not a real student, that was that got off my truck lacking anything. Okay, so it is what it is, brother. Latoya, you gonna start it in another? What he said? Oh, she's starting on Monday. Um, so, any advice starting on Monday? Uh, well, because you're starting on Monday, I'm gonna assume that you've already gotten your permit out of the way. If you've already gotten your permit out of the way, that means you jumped a couple of other hurdles, which is getting your medical card and you studied and everything, and you've got that major hump out of the way. Hopefully, you've already done that. And if you have, then whichever school you're going to, or if you're referring to the mentor phase, whichever you're going to, wherever you're at, just keep positive with it. Okay. Um, there's going to be, obstacles along the way, and no matter what you do, there's always going to be some obstacles. But what we do, because we're the UBist, we do not live in the problem. We're always looking for a solution. Problem is on this side, solution is on this side, and this is where we live. So no matter what it is, you get it and knock it out, because you're not going to let anything get in front of you. Don't worry. For instance, right now, I played with the cameras a little bit before I set out, and the little square you are looking at right now, that little square is a face tracker, and I was trying to silent that face tracker, and I got it silent. Okay, and I let the camera stay static for too long, and it shut off. So when it shut back on, the little deal is back in my face. You guys are seeing that right now on both cameras, right? And you see a little trim around it. So that's not going to be there on the next time. But because it's there right now, because that obstacle right there, right now, I'm not going to let that get in my way. Okay? And you're not going to let anything else get in your way. We know what we're going to do to fix that. We're going to fix it the next time. You're not going to see that thing in my face the whole time. Okay? But does it detract from what we're needing to do today? Absolutely not. And those things you're going to remember, those points you're going to remember when you get started on Monday, no matter what obstacle comes in your face. Knock it out and keep rolling. Okay? And don't forget, if it's school that you're talking about, I don't know, because I'm not sure if you're talking about the mentor phase or if you're talking about the school phase, but if it's the school phase, there's going to be a point in time where they're going to ask you to back the truck. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay? That is the most fun, the most interesting part of the school. Okay? Because you get to challenge yourself. Knock it out. Knock it out. You got it. There's nothing to it. It's 3 maneuvers. You're gonna kill them, and you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. Okay. And if it's the mentor phase, all I can ask you to do is keep an open mind and keep a positive thought process. Okay, that you're gonna go through a mentor phase, and your mentor is gonna be wonderful, and you're gonna have one heck of a time. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy it, have a lot of fun with your mentor. And you're going to get off your truck missing your mentor. I talk to mine almost every day. Volume is very poor. I don't know. Are you meaning that it's too low or is static? I don't. Volume is very poor. Doesn't really help me to fix it. So I need a little bit more information. Craig, I had my very first student. I don't like to talk about that, but my very first student, his question was, did I have a student um, basically that didn't work out? And my first student did not work out. The first student didn't work out for several reasons, and every one of them was personal reasons, personal behaviors and needs that that person had, thinking that as a mentor I was supposed to appease those things, and that's not how it works. Okay, you have to fix your personal stuff before you get with a mentor, and it wasn't positive, and they're gone with me. Then they finished up with someone else, and I moved on. And my very next student was a positive experience, and every one of them I've had since then has been a positive experience. So it wasn't me. Okay, the volume is too low. I'm gonna rock it up a little bit more. Okay, what I'm gonna try to do is not get the volume rocked up so high. What ends up happening is you get feedback, and so I bumped up a little more, and you guys let me know if that's better. Okay, and I'm trying to get it, and that also I'm not talking directly into the mic when I turn my head, so that's going to be another. But I'm going to fix that when I use the lapels, guys. All right. Now I'm probably going to get about another 20 minutes, guys, before maybe 30 minutes before I take a poopy. This thing is going to uh, crash on me in a little bit, and it's because I've been playing with it all day, and the camera links, the two links that get these camera angles going. One of them is gonna take a dump here shortly, and before that happens, I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt to make a phone call because I'm going to see if I can make the phone system work. Well, it's not a system; it's just a freaking phone. But I'm going to try to get the phone to work, and you guys hear a phone call, and I'm going to attempt to call my next student. Okay. And again, this is a learning thing, guys. So I want y'all to uh, bear with me while we do this. And we're going to see what happens, okay? I don't know if you guys going to be able to hear it or not. I think you will. Let's see what happens. He doesn't know that I'm calling him, so we're going to see if he answers. If he doesn't, I'm going to spit out the phone number, and then one of you guys can call. First person call, I'll answer it, and we'll.
Hi.
Nope, he didn't answer. All right, so take a note of this number, and then I want you guys to give me a call. I'm going to make sure that I spit out the right one, too. Let me see how we're doing. Uh, what's the best way to overcome inappropriate conversation? Erica Robertson. Listen, um, tell them to shut the hell up, whoever it is. I don't want to hear that. I have that same issue come up quite a bit when people come to me with gossip. I don't want to hear it. As soon as they start talking about, hey, what's the person name you talking about? Him? Oh, hold on a second. Come in. Okay, this person wants to tell me something about you. Now go and watch how that changes. People like to talk trash, man. I don't listen to it. I don't want any part of it, and I tell them straight up. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me that way. It is what it is, and I'm thinking that this conversation is your question is more on a actually inappropriate way, which meaning somebody's probably hitting on you or saying something to you. Excuse me, that they really shouldn't say. Uh, sexual harassment and things of that nature. Shut it down real quick. Hey, don't come at me like that. Straight up, just like that. Just tell them. The best way to, get a bull's attention is bust him in the forehead right here. Boom, right up front. Let them know what the deal is. We don't roll like that, and then the boundary is set. They have no reason to cross it again. Okay. Now, all right, here we go. I'm going to give you a phone number. It's 832 795 4426. 832 795 4426. 832 795 4426. And the first person to call me, I'm going to take a call and we're going to take it online and over the air here and see if we can make our phone system work. Now, all of this, what we're doing right, this is all preliminary. It's going to get better, okay? It's going to get real better. Sex, religion, politics should not be a topic of conversation. And you're very right there. You're very right there. You know, my political stance is going to be a lot different than the vast, very vast majority of black Americans. Because I am a Republican and I'm straight hardcore Republican. And my views of it is quite a bit different than a whole lot of people may think. And the fact is, if you're black and you're not a Republican, you don't know history. And that is a fact. And because I said that, it'll spark a river of conversation. It's true. It is true. Republicans is the one who fought on that side to get that noose from around your neck, African American, black American. That is a fact. Okay? And you would know that if you would just learn history, study it instead of listening to somebody tell you some things, okay? But that conversation that I just sparked right there is the reason why that statement was politics should not be addressed, because most people don't really understand politics and they don't understand history. They never studied it. They just want to regurgitate what they've heard other people say or do, or follow blindlessly what goes on. Same thing with religion. My God is stronger than your God, and if not, we can shoot and fight and kill each other over it. That's religion. How many wars have been fought due to religion? There's half the country that just in constant battle because somebody's God is better than the other person's God. That's a fact. I'm not making it up. And so you're not going to come to terms with that. So, just be respectful with each other. And when those topics come up, man, I really don't want to talk about politics. Let politics be politics. Let Washington handle that. And that's the way you end that conversation. And same thing with religion. Hey, whatever you do, that's what you do. However, with religion, I do ask. I ask not to bring that on my truck, and I do ask up front if to the driver development, not to the student, but to driver development. I asked specific questions about the student to make sure that we're going to have a fit. Okay, but other than that, no, man. We don't talk about religion, because by the time that person gets on my truck, I've already found out what I needed to know from the driver development. Ever had to overcome racial tension? I haven't, not on my truck. In life, go God, yeah. But I use racial divide, which will never go away. If anybody thinks that we're beyond that, we're not beyond that. We'll never be. At least in your great grandchildren's lifetime, we'll never get rid of racial tension, just because we're different people. You know, you can't put a rat and a snake in the same room and they just get along together because they should. That's not how it works. Two different cultures, two different people. In a truck, I've never had that issue, and I've had black guy on my truck. I have a white guy on my truck. I think the guy's coming has some right now. I think he has some sort of Hispanic. Oh, see, that camera just went off. That link shut down because it's out of power. So we got one camera angle. That's fine. But no, I hadn't had any problems with racial tension. Not gonna. I don't have a problem with it. I've used the race and the stupidity of race to help me to open my eyes to a lot of, you guys don't want to see that. Excuse me just a minute. Come on. There it is. Sorry. I've used the stupidity of that's going to go away. There we go. I've used the stupidity of racism to overcome a whole lot of things, and one of those things is sex and what people view as who they are. Trans, whatever, or gay or lesbian or hump trees, whatever you do, that's your business. But we have, if you're not a straight person, then all of those other things are an abnormal thing to you, and therefore we, as a natural thing, try to suppress those in those who are, as we would think to call them, sexually challenged or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. But, what's the difference? What's the difference in me not liking somebody because they are a transsexual or gay, and somebody else not liking me because I'm black? I think they're equally as stupid. And so if I think the guy who thinks that I'm less than that, I'm 1/5 of a human being, then if I think that person's an idiot, then wouldn't I be an idiot to not, hold some sort of ill will against someone else because they have a different sexual preference? So I quickly used sex to get over that. I used the stupidity of racism to help me to get over my issues that I once had with people who have different sexual preferences than mine. Hello from Houston, Ohio. Yeah, the camera's showing a box on my face. Yeah, I know it. And I had that fixed, and then the camera went off and came back on. And when it came back on, the settings were changed back. So I will fix that for the next time, trust me. But we're going to keep on kicking until we run out of juice. In about, I think we probably got about 15 more minutes. Somebody give me a call, 832-795, 832-795. 4426. Let's see if we can get a phone call in here. I sincerely hope we can. 832-795-4426. In the interim, I'm going to try to call Hector again and see if that pops up. No, he's not answering. I know what we'll do. This guy may not answer, but because he don't recognize this number, he's probably going, I don't know who that is.
Hello?
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, well, this ain't you. This is somebody else's number. I almost thought it was a telemarketer.
Yeah, well, it is.
It is a telemarketer? What are you going to sell me?
Well, you are, well, I'd have to talk to you about that in private.
Yeah.
But now, I want you to know that you are my first phone call live on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can't, we can't talk.
Cuss?
Yeah, we can't talk
cuss?
right. We can't talk like we normally would talk.
Oh,
Afterwards, I will. I'll call you
Okay.
back, and then
Yeah,
you
okay.
can, you can MF me all day. That's good. I'm all right after that. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so everybody, this is Larry, my mentor. Remember, I told you I talk to him just about every day. See, all mentors aren't bad, right? Just,
Yeah,
just,
I am.
yeah, I know, but we tolerate you because you're all right with us.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So, I'm hoping that everybody on YouTube is hearing this phone conversation, and I think that it is. It's coming through. So where y'all going? Where y'all at right now? You and your student.
You're breaking up.
How
Say
about
again?
how's you and your student doing? Y'all rolling?
I ain't hit him in the nose yet, so it's a wonder.
I'm pretty sure he deserves it. Every once
Yep,
in a while.
yep.
Every once in a while. So how far along is he now?
Oh, he's over 200. We're just waiting. We're just running to Lancaster to upgrade him tomorrow. I mean Monday.
Ah, well
He's already hit the two.
that's
He
a
didn't.
good
He
thing.
didn't have quite enough. They were talking about pulling him early, but he was still a little too early to pull when we were in Salt Lick.
Ah, well, he probably needed some extra tutelage, you know,
Probably.
you know. But I'm sure you took care of that, right?
We were working on it. We were just going over the macros right here, right now.
Well, I hope he can know the macros by now.
Well, over stuff we don't use, stuff that that we haven't ever used. There's a lot of stuff in there that you don't use much.
You're right about that. And there's a couple of questions on that test that pertains to macros that we don't use too often, And one of them is I thought was the breakdown macro. What you send when you get a breakdown. Um,
Yeah.
and we don't, of course, hopefully we don't use those too often. I had the pleasure of using it a few times with that Volvo.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
I did, yeah. You know, but even if it wasn't a mechanical breakdown like that, you can also use it if you have still a mechanical breakdown, but a flat tire. You know,
Right.
and you'll use it for that. So not too bad, not too bad at all. And it took you guys. I know there were some things that you guys took care of in the interim of the ride, but it took him about like what 5 weeks or something like that. It was.
Yeah, 'cause we broke down and then we had a couple of slow places where there wasn't no loads. So yeah, it probably took close to 5. I'm not sure.
Um, I'm glad you mentioned about no loads. Now, uh, I, those who've been following the channel for a long time, they know who you are as my mentor, and they know that you've been driving for, I don't know, you like what 106 or something like that now. So I think you've been
At,
driving
le-
for like
at,
85 years.
at, at least. I got him on the 19th of last month.
Yeah.
So uh, so the 19th of this month was. So no, we just were going to be working on the fifth week.
Right.
Just barely into it. So we
Right.
did pretty good considering all the stuff that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, at, out of all these years that you've been driving, um, how many years? Let's say what do you reckon you've been driving? What, 28,000 years? I don't know. How many years you been driving professionally?
uh, well, professional means I got paid for it, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And I bought me a dump truck and was getting paid for hauling when I was 16.
There you go. So
So so
72
that would
years.
be not quite, not quite, not quite. Something though.
Well, maybe what are you thinking? Maybe say
I've been out here doing this over the road thing since '93,
okay. Since
and
not since
and I've been at Swift since '01, and I got 2.2 million miles with Swift, and probably close to two other places.
wow. Well, in all that time, how many years that you can recall where you had no slow season, no time where you were just sitting for a little bit, where all year long it just flowed like a river. How many years?
Two, maybe three.
Yeah, out of 50 of
Yeah,
them,
actually, yeah, right.
but
Last year was one of them. Last year and the year before, both those is two of them. Before that, it had been one in out of all that time.
hmm yeah, that's sitting is just a part of what we do. And a lot of people get in this industry, they think that they should be able to just drive forever and never ever have to sit down.
Yeah,
And I don't get it. I don't understand what makes somebody think that whatever industry they're in, that they're just not gonna slow down some, and that's just the way it works. But I hadn't had any real issues with that. But of course I run a little dedicated thing now. But as running OTR with Swift, I didn't have any issues with no freight. But there are times when there's low freight. Even with
there
the
are.
big boys. You know,
Yeah, yeah, there are. That's right.
what would you do if you found yourself sitting and you
I,
wanted to get rolling?
I call people. I send the macros and turn right up here at the stop sign. Turn right. Okay, go ahead. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, I know. Learning from you to go inside and if you're at a terminal, you can go inside and say, hey,
Yeah, if you're there, yeah, at the terminal, you can do that. Yes.
yeah, well, we would go inside and say, hey, you got anything local, little runs, just anything that keeps you busy, and uh, until something turns around and you get some longer runs, and
Make a few dollars. Yeah.
yeah, and you stay busy, and not only that, you're
Turn right.
constantly in their face.
Yes.
Because you're going in there and then you're gonna turn in a load. They're gonna give you another short load, and you're gonna go do that and come back. Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Who's the first person they're gonna think of when that big load comes through?
Yeah, and the same thing. Get to know them. Period. Show your face, even if you're not asking for a load. Go in and say hi.
Yep.
Uh, you know.
Yep. Every chance you get, it does make a big difference.
Right. If they know who you are, you're way better off.
Red Star. One of the messages came through, and these guys says he drove when he finally got off his mentor's truck. He had 223 hours. He must have really liked his mentor. See, there are some nice mentors out there.
Yeah.
You know, you drive that long with him. You know, maybe he was feeding him good.
Maybe.
You know, I wonder why you never took me to any nice restaurants while we were out rolling around.
Because you got to eat grandma's cooking.
Yeah. She does cook pretty damn good. So I guess okay, you made up for it. So you guys are in Lancaster now, and you're gonna drop him off.
No, we're in Lubbock. Going to try to get some fuel, and we're going to drop him off Monday.
Ah,
I'm going by. I'm going by lawn right now.
ah. You're gonna have some fun. We know. Did y'all get any of that stuff that we got here in
No,
Houston?
no, we did not. And they're getting in Lubbock, and it was all around us, and we didn't. We got cracks in our dirt out there you can stick your foot in.
And no water.
No
Well,
water.
you guys are bad.
Yep.
The color doesn't clear. He says it just worked out that way where he ended up with about 2.5 extra days of driving with his mentor, but he did have a good time with his mentor. I get a lot of people who say, oh, you're my mentor, just cray.
Yes.
And I get it. Not all mentors can be as good as you, right?
I pulled up to the truck stop and had them start throwing their bags out on the floor and saying, "I'm not riding another mile with you, you son of a bitch."
So, have you put anybody's clothes out at the truck stop?
Not quite. Come close a time or two, but not quite.
You told me a horror story about one of your students, and it stuck with me to a point where I make sure that my students are very, very diligent. You told me that you'd pull up to a truck stop and something awful had happened to one of your students, right?
Yes.
Tell everybody what happened with that guy.
What happened is he got ran over and killed walking across the parking lot.
That's horrible. I mean, there is what really bugs me about that story is I go to truck stops, quite a bit, and of course, I'm stopping there in the interim to let relieve and all that good stuff. Sometimes we spend a night there, but you'll be in the truck stops, and these guys will be driving through the parking lot, looks like 70 miles an hour.
Yes, we saw one earlier today in Amarillo, hauling ass. Yes.
And I always think about that student. He may not even had a chance, man. He stuck his head out and slap, done.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. And it was on. They caught it on camera. The cops say they saw who did it and they caught him. And he went and parked. I guess he didn't even know he ran over him.
Wow, that is absolutely cray. But it just goes to show you got to keep your head on the swivel, even if you're if you're not just driving down the road. A lot of people think, oh man, the most dangerous part of this thing is backing. Not really, not even close. Just normal day-to-day activities get you in some real trouble if you're not paying attention to what's going on.
Right.
So that is a for sure. Well, Mr. Larry, I'm just hearing and to everybody else too, we're about to have to cut our live off. You know what happens when I get home, right? What is it that when I get home, everybody's expecting from me?
Well, you're supposed to be cooking. You're supposed to be bringing me some too.
Yeah, you see. So my doorbell's ringing because my pit's smoking, and I gotta go start filling some gullet. Some family's coming by here to bug me for a little while.
So, all right. Well, happy trails.
Happy trails, brother. Thank you.
Happy trails out there, YouTube.
Thanks.
right.
Right. All right, guys. I am I am going to uh, end this live here, but I'm gonna get everything all charged, and I'll be back on. I'm gonna try to get back on later tonight because I want to do it with the in the dark. You know, right now I've got some sunlight. Oh my God! What's wrong with you? Boom, Mike. I boomed it. Okay, but anyways, I got sunlight coming in, and I want the lights off. I'm gonna put my studio lights up, and we're gonna do another live later on today with everything charged, and I can get these little squares out of my face and clean the video up a little bit, and we're gonna do it again. And I'm gonna find out why my phone didn't ring while you guys were trying to call me. Okay, so later tonight, probably 7, maybe 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to shoot this again. I really think all you guys are logging on and paying attention to little old Fitty. And we're going to do some more call-ins this evening. In fact, I want probably 80% of the conversation is just me and you guys on phone calls, and then I get a couple of questions covered on the from the computer. But I really want you guys to give me a call, and so we can test the phone side of it. So I hope the interview with Larry there was worked out pretty good for you. And plus I'm going to try to change my microphones and see how those other ones work as well. So I look forward to talking to you guys again later on this evening, and thank you all for logging on. See you when I see you. I wish I could give you a boot. I'm going to have to get a boot finger on a rod.